Welcome everybody back to A&M in the AM, episode 42. We're back here in studio. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a while.
We've tried like 2 weeks.
Yeah, but I know because we skipped. It's been at least since it was January when we were last in here. But before we start here, something recently has happened in the real world, but it stems from the Twitter universe, you could say.
As does everything.
Yeah. So I know, when was this? Early January when we did that video with it. I don't remember the exact one.
Yeah, it was sometime there. I don't know.
But there was a tweet circulating that started with the Tigers DM that we've referenced before. It was bring back Pretzel Pizza. And as of February 22nd, Little Caesars brought back the Pretzel Pizza for the first time. When did they last have it?
It's been years, I feel like.
But they've brought it back, and we didn't make a promise, but we aren't sponsored, but please sponsor us, Little Caesars. We got a Pretzel Pizza, and I haven't had it since 2016. That was the last time I had a slice, and now that I'm thinking about it, I don't even think I had the right slice, because when we were there, we had to make sure the guy gave us the cheese sauce instead of the pizza sauce. But I'm gonna take a bite of it for the first time here, and then we can continue on with our other talk.
Okay, that's fine.
So the cheese just oozes in your mouth.
It'll do that to you.
Yeah, but you already ate a piece more because you didn't want to eat on camera.
Of course.
But yeah, the valiant efforts of Tigers Twitter brought back an entire pizza.
For only a month, which is pain.
But somehow we can bring back a pizza but not bring a player to Detroit.
Yeah, I mean...
And they're run by the same companies.
I mean, the pizza's a little easier, but yes, I said the same thing. I said that pizza...
No, but here's the thing. The pizza would have paid for him.
That's what I was about to get into. I've said this numerous times on our shows.
You've just said that about normal. You've just said about normal pizza, that the pizza pays for players, which it does. But this...
Then I said it when we were trying to get this to bring back. I tweeted it, and I said it, I think, on our episode that we talked about it the first time.
Because I think that was right when the whole David Dahl stuff was going down, was right when we started. David Dahl had just been signed, and then this hashtag kind of was starting to circulate a little bit, or like it was getting some hype around it, and then I think he didn't make that statement.
That's when I had said, like, if they would have brought the pizzas back a few months ago, the amount of money they made yesterday could have paid for one of the players that they wanted.
Yeah.
Just off of it being back. So if they brought it back a few months ago, they would have had months and time to make money from it. And ideally could have bought somebody. I know it doesn't work like that, but I'm making it seem like it works like that.
I mean, in a way, the Illich company, or Illich Holdings, I don't know what they're called, but they own Little Caesars and they own the Tigers. Their money goes into the Tigers. It's not like you have a certain...
the Red Wings too, but
But yeah, I don't know how salary or how stuff works in the NHL, but their money goes to how much they make goes towards the Tigers. Basically spending money. Like, that's how it works in a way. I mean, I know maybe not this one pizza would have changed it, but
it would have.
I mean, yeah, it would. They would have been able to get, how much was David? Like $5 million? $3 million. They probably made that today.
They made
today
it
and yesterday. But yeah. Pretzel Pizza's back. Little Caesars, we aren't sponsored, but please sponsor us. We don't have any sponsors, and a sponsor would be very nice. But getting into the actual video now, basketball season, we're about at the midpoint, a week or two out now. I think the last game of the first half of the season is around March 3rd, March 4th. I think it's March 3rd because they have the Thursday and Friday off, going into the weekend, and then...
Well, didn't we say it's the 4th because the Warriors, Suns, we know play the day...
Oh yeah. And then the Pistons got added a game. They play the Knicks, I think, on the 4th now too. I don't know why they randomly added it, but they play the Knicks now on the 4th. So yeah, season's coming to the midway point, and there's a lot of storylines. And I think the main one I want to touch on first is what's going on with the Lakers. Anthony Davis now hurt till probably All-Star game, if not past it. which will probably he won't. I know he won't be playing.
I saw that they said that this is an issue that. I mean, obviously he's been playing through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing they're trying to fix within like 3 weeks that they said is supposed to take months to recover from.
Yeah, and what I have seen from a lot of sources is he has his obviously he has like his Achilles, or it's something with like his Achilles, and then he has a calf strain. And
it's a calf. The calf strain. It's in the middle of the Achilles and the
and it's on the same leg.
And the ACL. Achilles and ACL are like pulling against each other.
And what you can't. It's hard to recover from two injuries that have two different movements, and because you can't be working on one strength and the other one. And what somebody says is if they rush him back, you're running into a KD situation where he tears his Achilles and he's out for a year and a half. And obviously that's not what you want, because then what do you have? A 37-year-old LeBron James with a 25-year-old Kyle Kuzma. And
see, the thing is, with that, the way their contracts are structured, it'd be such like a D-bag move of LeBron, but if that happened, he could technically opt out and go wherever he wanted. He has an opt-out.
It would be, he would, honestly, I think he would be up there with one of the most, I know people hate on him.
That'd be a KD move.
That would definitely be a KD move, and he would be regarded as one of the most hated people in basketball if he said.
He already is.
But... Well, no, but I mean truly hated for like a lot of people just hate on him because of the Jordan LeBron James debate, but like for doing something like that, he's never truly done like a bad thing. Yes, he left Cleveland; they weren't winning for him, so he went to Miami. He won what he did in Miami. He came back to Cleveland, won for Cleveland, and then left for LA to start a new legacy. But if he just left LA because AD got hurt, that would be one of the most dirtbag moves in NBA history. Well, other than the KD.
I mean, he shouldn't have a reason to go anywhere because the team is really bad without Anthony Davis, and especially when LeBron's not playing. Mm-hmm. I mean, then again, right now we're seeing it without Dennis Schroeder too, and he's showing how much of a factor he is.
Yeah,
but. If that happened, like LeBron only has to hold on for a few more years. So I mean, I don't want AD to get hurt.
Yeah.
But if something terrible happened like that, and he's got to try to carry, and they can't get anybody else in there, it'd be a real tough situation and really mess with the ring situation. But he realistically only has like what? Well, I guess through his contracts for 3 years.
Yeah, he has
until Bronny's there.
He has till 2024, I think.
He'll be dipping when Bronny gets there anyway. So
if Bronny doesn't somehow get drafted to the Lakers. But yeah, it's one of those situations now, and it runs into the fact of, okay, AD's out for, let's say, till after the All-Star break. So we have roughly about 3 weeks that we have here. He's already been out for a week. We have this week, next week, and then the week after. So he'll be out for a month total. Do you start sitting LeBron a little bit, not playing him every single night, maybe letting him sit every once in a while, just so you're not ruining his body? I know he's a tank. I know he's played every game this season. He's tried to play every single game every season unless there's an outlying injury. But like, do you sit him so you're not? He's a 36-year-old, 35. How old is it? 35. They yell every single night he plays. He's a 36-year-old man. Like, he needs somewhat of rest. You can't be the top player at your position for this long in your career. He has been, but you can't continue that, especially when you're the only player on your team.
I know I've been saying no because they can't survive with him. They'll get blown out without him. But I guess if he did take some off, they'll lose regardless. They'll get blown out, like I said. But
yeah,
at least they'll lose without him instead of losing 3 straight that they have with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it's whatever. But I don't know, because I selfishly want him to get number 2 scoring all time this year.
He won't. So I don't think he'll get it this year.
He won't. He's 2,000 behind.
Yeah, I don't think he makes it this year.
Or not 2,000. He's like
he's about 2,000 behind. I think he gets it next year. I don't think he can get it this year.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, I'll have to see the exact number. I wanted to see him get it this year because then they said that like he could pass Kareem next year,
especially with 10 less games. I mean, I know that's not a big factor, but you're thinking 10 less games.
If he's putting up 30 a game, then you can make it real close.
Close. I don't think he gets it though. But I mean, I just think he sits, and I think now with this is also where you make a decision, because a lot of teams are doing it. Miami just did it today as we're recording this. They got granted the injury money.
No, I didn't see that.
For Myers Leonard.
Oh, Myers Leonard.
For Myers Leonard, I think teams get about roughly $5 million, depending on how big the player's contract is. Brooklyn did it earlier in the year for Spencer Dinwiddie. Do you evaluate Anthony Davis and do you say, okay, he's out for the rest of the regular season, give us the money, and we try to go after somebody?
No, because you don't want to have to hold him to that if he can come back.
Yeah. But do you want him to come back? Do you want that risk of injury? Do you want that risk of KD injury on him?
Well, I mean, if you're also fighting for the playoff spot, because if they keep losing, they'll go from second down to 8th real fast.
Yeah.
It's so close. So.
But then I was thinking, like, I mean, I know they have somewhat of space that they can sign veterans on minimums, and they just released Quinn Cook today, and that freed up some hard cap. I mean, I think everybody knows, but DeMarcus Cousins probably going back to LA. It makes the most sense, and he was already guaranteed a big chunk from the Houston, because Houston guaranteed him and then dropped him, which is a very weird move. I didn't get it, why they would guarantee him and then just drop him like right away.
Mm-hmm.
It made no sense whatsoever.
LeBron's 1,861 points away from Karl Malone.
Okay, so he has a chance of getting it then. A very good chance. I'm seeing how much, because where is he at here?
I mean, you'll take Cousins. I haven't watched him very much this season. I know a lot of people
He's been
saying
decent.
that he's been doing like up and down a lot, really bad a lot of the time. But I mean, if it's an upgrade over Marcus Gasol, which it should be a little bit, I guess, but he's still not the person to fill the void without Anthony Davis.
Well, obviously no, but then I think
we talked about PJ Tucker.
I think they need to bite the bullet and just start giving Montrezl Harrell a little bit more playing time, if not being a starter.
He should.
They need to bite the bullet on that and stop giving him the 6th man of the year narrative.
We talked about PJ Tucker also, because he's out there available.
Technically.
Which I would ideally like PJ Tucker over DeMarcus Cousins, because the Cousins can bring a little bit more scoring, but PJ Tucker, they need defense. Their shooters will find a shot sometime. They forgot how to shoot the ball, and that can come back to them. But also, like, I mean, late game defense last night wasn't terrible, but also it's not ideal when you're going against some of the big guys and you're trying to have Caruso guard their best big guy. So I mean, I'd almost probably rather have PJ Tucker. But I mean, the big one, if you're talking about filling voids, which we've said how unlikely it is to get bought out, but I would love Andre Drummond to fill a void. Because then I'd love Andre Drummond before Cousins, because you don't need Cousins and Drummond, because then obviously neither of them are playing, and also Gasol. Because I would say that if you did that, if you could somehow get Drummond bought out and bring him in, then you don't have to rush Anthony Davis back, because you can run Schroeder, KCP, LeBron, Kuzma, and then Drummond.
See, Drummond's not happening though, and I mean, I know that's what you want, but I don't think that it comes to the point where they buy him out. I don't either. I think it comes to the point that they say, at least give us like 2 seconds for him, like, because again, like I've reiterated over and over and over and over again, they didn't trade anything for him. They traded John Henson, Brandon Knight, and I think 2 second-round picks. So if they can reacquire 2 second-round picks, they won the trade.
Yeah, that's why I don't think it'll happen either. But also, like, another guy like we talked about that could not, who knows, get bought out. Mm-hmm. And also, I would probably say is still a little more serviceable than Cousins would be Blake.
Yeah, no, that's right.
We've talked about that before. And I feel like if Blake's playing inspired basketball, I feel like he could fit in a little bit there.
No, and see, the thing is they would run a lineup of, let's say, Schroeder when he's back, KCP or Wesley Matthews. I don't know who starts there, and then LeBron, Blake, and then they would let Mark continue being starter and bring Kuz off the bench with Montrez. I think.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Because then they would have Taylor Horton-Tucker, Wesley Matthews, and then they would have a bench piece in it because then Caruso at the one there. So it makes sense, I think.
Yeah, and that's if Blake's playing even above decent, like even before he got hurt last year basketball.
Mm-hmm.
If he's looking like a real player,
yeah,
then you don't have to rush Anthony Davis back. Yeah, he's not Anthony Davis anymore, but at least like Blake could provide some scoring if he figures out how to get past the 3-point line. He still plays somewhat defense every now and then, so like I feel like he could help.
Yeah, and then
fill the void.
I think if Blake comes in there, LeBron's gonna have to change to number 6. I don't think because it's not like Blake can be 32 because that's retired. I think LeBron has to bite the bullet for Blake there. I think that's the one stipulation if he comes to LA.
Nike didn't want them changed in the offseason. They're not going to let them change during the season.
I just think that's still crazy that Nike can control if they change numbers.
I mean, yeah, but also when they're the ones making the jerseys, then that happens.
But no, I do think that Blake would fill a void there. I think he would be a good paint presence, as weird as that sounds for them, because like we've said before, he can still take a charge. I think he was leading the league in charges when he was playing at the beginning.
And you
of the
sit
season,
him next to Harrell too, even like with the bench pieces. If he's like, yo, I'll come off the bench also. Like I see what Kuzma's doing in the starting role. I'll come off the bench, and him and Montrez down low. Blake doesn't want to go inside, so that works too. Because if you're starting him next to Gasol, then they're both taking up the 3-point line.
Yeah, because Blake is a 3-point shooter now.
Yeah, because Gasol doesn't want to go inside. Blake doesn't know anything but a 3.
Yeah, but then who do you got playing in the paint with that first unit?
It'll be LeBron having to go in or Kuzma.
I guess, yeah.
Because there'll be 5 outing. They'll be running 5 out. One guy in corner, up top again, other corner, and then the other side corner.
Yeah.
There'll just be 5 out cheesing, and I don't think it'd work like that. I mean, LeBron would have a lot of lanes to drive through, but
no, but I think that the Blake that would work. I've heard him a couple places if he gets bought out. Obviously the Lakers, the Clippers possibly as kind of a.
I think if he goes back to LA, I think it's the Lakers, not the Clippers.
Okay, and then the Celtics obviously. And yeah, I mean I've seen a situation where they say Blake and Drummond team up that Drummond gets traded and
yeah, I've seen that
and
too.
Blake, and then they decide to buy Blake out.
I've seen the Nets with that and a few other teams.
Yeah, because here's the thing. If we buy out Blake, they've already said that Blake's gonna be very generous and give us a very team friendly type deal. Because he's still going to be getting paid $20 million, something crazy on the amount. He's still going to be getting paid that, but right now I think his contract is at like $30 million, something around there. And he said that he would already take off a big chunk, because he's the one wanting to be bought out. And he said he there's no bad blood between the teams. He just knows that it's not his time to be there anymore, so he'll take a big chunk off of it, and he won't make us pay the whole contract. But then look at it that way: he's still getting paid $15-20 million. And he can go sign the veteran minimum somewhere for like $1 or $2 million, and he's still getting paid literally $20 million.
Trust me, I never thought after the past few years Blake would ever end up on a playoff team, let alone a contender. But I mean, if he can buy into a good basketball team and provide any kind of skill for them at all, I think that would work for him. It seems like he can be accepting of it, but also at the same time, it feels like he still kind of wants his team. I mean, he obviously knows that he can't command a team anymore.
Yeah, that's why he wants to leave the Pistons. Or not leave the Pistons. That's why he just knows it's not his time in the Pistons anymore. Because, like, obviously Jeremy Grant was going off, and he was kind of like, oh, okay, like.
Because, Blake's bad.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not, like, terrible. Like, this guy should be starting over him. Like, he's still can do some things every now and then.
Well, like, I don't want to point this out as like a glaring, like, this is what happened, but Blake, a couple games before Jeremy Grant's huge game, he sat, and then Jeremy Grant went off. Like, was that holding Jeremy Grant from going off, having Blake there? Like, every once in a while, just being there, kind of taking up space, taking up shots, taking away his possession with the ball, because Jeremy Grant is kind of like a Luka, or LeBron. He sets the ball up, but the offense runs through Jeremy. Like, the ball touches Jeremy's hand every time down the court if he's on the court.
And you know what the thing is? I don't know if it's maybe he has an underlying injury or something. If Blake just said, "I'll go back to the post every now and then," or mid-range area, if he can like post somebody up. Or take a layup every now and then.
That's the thing. His post game was decent when he was doing it. He was able to back guys down.
Yeah, I'm not saying like he's got to be postering guys and stuff like the old days. I'm just saying at least show you're going to take it inside instead of everybody giving you the Ben Simmons treatment.
Yeah, no, that was the thing. During some games for the Pistons, he would back down guys. If he got an opportunity, he would back down a guy and take it up. And he was finishing decently. It's just he wasn't doing that every time. He was settling for the three, and that was his problem, is he would settle. So
I think he's not as athletic as before, but if he has some kind of athletic ability in there, then I feel like he should be able to be using it, especially if he's going to a contender, because then, like I said, he'll be inspired even more. I mean, because he was already saying how he was kind of having fun on a bad Pistons team.
Yeah, you could tell he was it's not just him saying he was having fun. You could tell he was having fun visually. Like, he was smiling.
Yeah, I was gonna say, that's like the first time I've seen him smile in Detroit, and they're bad. Like,
I mean, other than like at his first year or two in Detroit, when they were actually decent and making the playoffs, and like, I think the most, what was he there for that? When we beat the Warriors, was he on that team? Weirdly enough, I don't think when we beat the 72-10 Warriors.
It might have been right after that, because like it was at the deadline. I thought that when he came,
or the 73-9. I weirdly think he wasn't on that team. I think it was that year, but it was after the deadline when he came, because because then the Pistons thought we were contenders, and that's why we traded for Blake Griffin. And but yeah, no, but I mean, he's had fun in Detroit, but everyone knows it's his time to go, and he knows it's his time to go. And now another trade that the rumors started flying around recently was the Mavericks were talking to the Golden State Warriors about Kristaps. And it's interesting to see that the Mavericks were talking about it to the Warriors. So that means they want somebody from the Warriors, and they were offering up Kristaps. So, I mean, we really couldn't think of anything. We were thinking Pascal, maybe Oubre, but like...
I mean, because I'm looking at the roster. Nobody's making money besides Steph and Clay, Wiggins, and Donkey.
And they're not giving up Donkey. We already said that, because I made the statement. I'll stand by it. Donkey's Luka just can't shoot. Like, Donkey can do everything Luka can do, just can't score. And they don't need another one of those.
I think...
And the Warriors won't give them up.
The Mavs don't need another center because they have so many big guys as it is.
But they don't know how to use them for some reason.
Yeah, and so the only ones really making money is Oubre, an expiring deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so Kristaps is getting $29 million for 4 years. Oubre is at $14 million for the expiring deal.
Yeah. $29 million per year. Or $29 million over the next 4.
Yeah, just $20
per year. Okay,
4.
yeah, so that's per year.
But then they have Kevin Looney making $4 million for 3 years. So I mean, he doesn't play as much.
What about Pascal? He's on a rookie deal, isn't he?
Yeah, so he's 1.5 for 2 years.
But maybe they could take trade exception in that, because they have a trade exception.
They have Jacob Evans, $1.9 million. They have Glenn Robinson III, $1.6. Amari Spellman, $1.8.
Who is Glenn Robinson?
The Warriors do.
No, they don't.
They have his trade exception.
Oh, his trade exception. Oh, I was about to be like, they don't have him. Okay.
Yeah, all three were exceptions. Other than that, everybody's making $1 to $2 million because they're on rookie deals. And I mean, Brad Wanamaker's on like a vet contract, but
so then let's say you trade Oubre, and then you're running a team of Steph, Wiggins, Draymond moving back to the 3 for the first time in a while.
I think Damian Lee or Kent start.
And Draymond comes off the bench, or Wiseman comes off the bench.
Draymond's still at power. Oh yeah, because of Porzingis. So I would say probably.
I mean, I'm all down for Kent starting.
I would say so it'd be Steph, Wiggins,
I mean, your death lineup would obviously be Steph, Wiggins, Draymond, Kristaps, and then Wiseman.
I mean, you could put Draymond at the 3 since you're already having Kristaps and Wiseman there for scoring too. So I guess he's not really stopping the ball. So
No,
that could work.
He's your facilitator in the middle.
I mean, he already plays 1 through 5 as it is. So I mean, yeah, if you want, because he can defend the bigger, smaller guys. So
and then
I guess it could work.
And then you got your bench. You got Wanamaker, Kent, Damian Lee, whatever his name is, and then Pascal and Looney, and you got a bench squad right there. So I mean, you have a decent
Wiseman and Kristaps at the same starting lineup would be a problem with their height and post game and stuff.
That'd be crazy, honestly. Now that because they both can stretch the floor too. They both can shoot. I mean, Wiseman's obviously still working on his game, but he's getting there. And I mean, he's injured.
And him with Kristaps, I mean, wouldn't be terrible. They're both the same size and everything. Can both stretch it.
I always forget
7'3". Wiseman's like, I don't know.
I always forget Wiseman's 7 foot. Yeah, he's 7 foot. I always forget about that though. Yeah, I mean that would be a deadly team if they could do that.
And then Kristaps can learn how to play some defense next to Draymond, and Wiggins.
Yeah, I mean, Kristaps has potential to be good defense. It's just he just chooses not to. I think he has the length and everything to do it, but yeah, that.
And then for the Mavs, we were talking about before we started, I think Luka would play the true point guard. And then Tim Hardaway Jr. I don't know if Tim Hardaway Jr. starts for them. I'm pretty sure he does.
He does, yeah. So it would be Luka, Tim Hardaway, Kelly Oubre, and then
probably Maxi Kleba.
No, he just got injured.
Oh yeah, I forgot he got injured last night. Oh crap. I know Dwight Powell.
Yeah, and then
Willie Cauley. I don't know if Willie Cauley-Stein starts for them, but I'm trying to think if there's another power forward there too that they have.
Boban's there still. Give Boban some minutes. Yeah, I don't really know for the.
I know they have Josh Green as another small forward off the bench. I know he's been doing pretty.
Yeah,
pretty
and they have.
them.
I mean,
and
I know.
Josh Richardson.
I know he's a young guy, but they have Tyler Bay down in the G League, and he's a power forward. He's like a. I don't think they're related, but he's like a Sadiq Bey type.
Oh, that's who it is, Dorian Finney-Smith.
Oh yeah, he plays power forward for them sometimes. Yeah, he's a small forward. He starts for them actually. I think. I don't know how we forgot about him.
So I mean, you could go Luka, Hardaway, Oubre. Oubre at the 2, then I guess either way. Yeah, Dorian Finney-Smith,
and then Powell,
or Willie Cauley-Stein,
or Boban, or Kleber,
whoever.
or yeah.
And then off the bench you have Jalen Brunson, Trey Burke, Josh Green, whoever you don't have starting at center.
Josh Richardson.
Yeah, and Josh Richardson. And then even West Iwandu, if you really want to, for a
I think at that point I think they win that.
Oh yeah, and then if you get Kevon Looney or someone in there as a backup center.
And I think they get picks from the Warriors for it.
Especially if Kleber's going to be out, that would make sense to Kevon Looney or somebody in.
Yeah, Kevon Looney, or I don't think they go Pascal or anything because I think
no way they're getting him.
The Warriors are high on him. I think so I think they go like. Yeah, I think Looney would have to be the only option there, really, unless they're going Juan, whatever.
Or if they could play in a buyout market too.
Yeah,
because I mean, if Drummond gets bought out, we've been saying for the past year and a half, Drummond to the Mavs would make a lot of sense.
They're still saying that the Drummond to the Mavs in a trade scenario is still a big possibility. And I don't know, Drummond right now. Drummond
3-teamer. I'm gonna have to get the whiteboard back out for Zingis, Wiggins, and Drummond. Or not Wiggins, Oubre and Drummond.
So then Oubre goes to Cleveland?
No, Oubre still goes to the Mavs.
So the Mavs are getting Oubre and Drummond?
Yeah, I mean, and the Cavs will probably just want picks and somebody.
Well, no. Actually, that kind of works out, sending Oubre to Cleveland. I mean, it's kind of a...
But there's no point. Then Cedi Osman go to the Dallas?
No. Dallas just gets Drummond. The Warriors get Porzingis. I mean, obviously, there's a bunch of other players involved in it.
They'd have to get another wing because then the Cavs have Mr. Cardio and Okoro, Cedi Osman. I mean, if Kevin Love is healthy, throw him in there. That'd be lethal for the Mavs. but that's a crap ton of money. But that is Mark Cuban, and he makes money. So.
And it's a 1 year type thing, so they would just be a rental deal.
I think the Cavs would just take Pigs.
Well,
maybe
no, and
somebody small.
And when you think about it, they're not going to be the Cavs are going to be still paying for a majority of that contract when he gets traded. Well, I don't know if that's how the NBA works. I know that's how the MFL works. Is that
I don't know how they have those exceptions. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if that's how it works or not. But
I mean, a starting lineup of Luka, Hardaway, Oubre, Kevin Love, Andre Drummond.
No, we're sending Oubre to Cleveland.
I'm still not sold on that. They'd have to give up a wing then. You give up Cedi Osman or something.
No, okay. Yeah, so maybe Cedi Osman, and then you get a younger Oubre in there on a 1 year deal.
Osman can start there, or Hardaway and Josh Richardson.
Because then you let's
just have Kevin Love's doing decent. If he even comes back before the trade deadline,
he's supposed to.
Saying he's supposed to.
Yeah.
So I mean, if he's even doing decent, then I think Mark Cuban would be the kind of guy to pull the trigger on that.
Yeah. And then the last guy that we haven't really heard anything about him since the initial news drop, but John Collins. I don't think he gets moved.
I don't think he should.
No, I don't think he should. I've talked about it. I like John Collins. I think he's the second. He's the number 2 on that Hawks team, and I don't understand why he would get traded. It makes no sense whatsoever, but I think he stays personally. It doesn't make sense. They're not going to trade him to, like, the Heat because that's in division.
I think the only way he gets traded is if they know obviously they know he wants a big deal.
Yeah.
So if they refuse to pay it because they know they're gonna have to pay Trey within 2 years at least,
and they know they have
Capella's on a big deal.
They know they have an equal Okongwu, and Capella's playing amazingly. Capella came back.
I would make Okongwu prove it because he's barely played this year as it is.
But I'm saying they know they have that safety if they do end up deciding to pull the trigger. They know they have know they have a 19-year-old power forward. Like,
it's the same thing with Kevin Huerter. I mean, Gallinari's like on a 1, maybe 2 year deal.
Yeah.
So like Kevin Huerter's got to prove himself. So obviously he's not in the question. DeAndre
Jordan.
No, not Jordan.
Hunter. Yeah, I don't know why I said
He's gonna
Jordan.
have to definitely prove himself also.
But he's hurt. He's hurt. He's not for the season.
So like it's not like they have other young guys that are going to be competing for that contract that John Collins definitely deserves.
Yeah. And I mean, they've mentioned the Pistons, and I say yes. I mean, obviously I love John Collins, but like I think he hinders Jeremy Grant's development.
I don't think he works there.
I think he hinders Jeremy Grant's development.
Sadiq, Sekou, and Jeremy Grant.
Yeah, I mean, unless we're sending Sadiq. I've seen that we send Sadiq, Wayne Ellington, and Svi down there with a pick for John Collins.
I think John Collins fits in there better because Gallinari's not like I mean, he's a power forward, yes, but I think John Collins does a little bit more like rebounding wise, goes inside, he can shoot it. And I guess the same thing with Sadiq. Sadiq's just going to be sitting at the 3-point line also.
Yeah, you're right.
And so I think John Collins plays a little bit more defense, especially more than Gallinari. So I think he just fits there way better than anybody else does.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting thing. I don't think he gets traded before the deadline. I think if anything, it's a sign and trade in the offseason. If they're going to do it, I think they try to continue because the East is so weird because Brooklyn, yeah, they're a title contender, but if you can outscore them, you beat them. Like if you can win in a legit shootout against them, like I mean, I was gonna say like the Pistons, but the Pistons beat them like 20. But that's another day. But if you can beat them in a legit shootout, you're gonna beat them, and I feel like that's what every single one of their playoff matchups is gonna be, is just a complete shootout, unless the Nets can get a defender. So that's just my opinion, and I feel like a lot of these teams in the East are gonna have an opportunity to sneak into the conference finals maybe, and we're gonna have. I mean, I don't think right now everyone's saying Lakers Nets finals. I don't think. I think
the Sixers have a better chance than the Nets.
I don't think either of those teams go. I think the Nuggets and Jazz right now. Jazz always hype everybody up, but for some reason,
when they get to the playoffs, they're a different story usually.
But I don't know. This year, Jordan Clarkson's on another level. It just seems like that whole team, after ending the NBA season last year, it seems like they're all on a different level. Like, I don't know. But, yeah, I think those are the top two teams over there. And then, obviously, Clippers are a weird team. Like, they're so spotty. Yeah, I don't know. I just see the finals is going to be very interesting this year. So,
It's easy to say it because they're the first place, but I think the team to beat in the East would be the Sixers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they have a good
And
team.
I think they match up the best against any team in the East.
I personally think Embiid wins MVP this year. I think he gets it. I think if he can leave them to a first seed, he gets MVP this year.
Yeah, I was gonna say first seed, but I was also
even a second or third. Like
I was gonna say best record in the NBA if they get it.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like your MVP standings right now are Embiid, Jokic, I'll say Curry. He's been hot. LeBron, and then I don't even know who my fifth would be.
See, I'm of course still going with LeBron, but like I've said the past 2 weeks now, I'd put Steph right up there if they make the seed, and they're the 8th seed right now. So I mean, if they're even able to get the 6th seed, then I think he gets a ton of votes.
I don't know who my fifth would be right now. I can't even think of it. Like, whew.
That would be one he actually deserved. I'm not saying he didn't deserve the other one.
He didn't deserve the unanimous one in 2016. He did not deserve it. The one that he won
over LeBron was kind of cheap also, but this one, he's like, this is the most deserved accomplishment, I would personally feel like.
Yeah, I haven't been a Steph Curry fan. I haven't been a Steph Curry fan for most of, like, the past, like, 2010s. But, like, it actually has been entertaining to watch this year because he doesn't have Clay around him. Draymond is aging. You have the joke of Andrew Wiggins and Kelly Oubre at the beginning of the season who couldn't buy a shot. And then you had a rookie James Wiseman. Like he had literally poop around him that he had to turn into gold, and he's doing something with that team. And I mean,
it's Golden State.
I think it's actually showing. I think it's actually showing Steve Kerr as a head coach too that he's actually doing something.
I'm putting on stuff. I'm not putting on Steve Kerr.
I mean, Steve Kerr does. I will admit, Steve Kerr after Kent Bazemore's eruption of a game where he scored 26 points, he like just didn't play him in the next 2 games. Kind of pissed me off. I'm like, but you know that's not my call. Apparently he's an NBA championship head coach. So But
I've
yeah,
been saying ever since the season started, Steve Kerr is not a good coach. I've been saying the past 2 years actually.
You just don't like that he doesn't play Jordan Poole and send him down to the G League.
Yeah, even before then though. So that's a different story.
All right, but I think that's all we got for you guys. You got anything else to say, Mort?
Nope, just don't like Steve Kerr.
All right, yep. And last thing I gotta say, just go get a pretzel pizza. I've been nibbling on it.
Yeah, you've been having it sit there for a while.
I nibbled on it a little bit during the video, but your pretzel pizza.
Do you always eat pizza upside down?
No, that's just how I was eating it because I was holding it like that.
Okay.
I mean, sometimes I do.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, I do.
I'm just. Oh wow. Okay.
I think I do.
Well then. I'm just saying, the next time we have it, it'll be the stuffed crust. The stuffed crust goes crazy.
Oh yeah. I mean, we can talk about that. So not next week, but the week after. We are we're gonna be going somewhere, and
see, I don't want to look forward to that though, because when we record that, we'll be getting ready to leave.
What do you mean?
Well, I guess not recorded, but when it gets posted, we'll be getting ready to leave, and it'll be pain, like to come back.
Well, it's not more. It's well when. Okay, so we're gonna be taking a trip, me and Mort. I don't think I want to tell where until it kind of gets released, because I mean, neither of us take trips anywhere, so this is gonna be kind of like a adventure for us. But like we're gonna post clips or like probably a full video of like us doing stuff around this place.
Might be TikTok season.
It might be. And then obviously we're gonna have we're staying with somebody out there, so we're gonna record a video with him. Just kind of like what we do on A&M, like literally just sit here, chill. It's gonna probably be like an Alex video, like where we were just chilling, eating, talking about random stuff.
It'll be Pretzel Pizza again.
Yeah. But yeah, that's coming not next week, but the week after. So, second week of March. So that's something to look forward to there. And I would say a banger of a video that's gonna be coming.
I would hope so.
Probably
we say that about everything.
No, but I literally would say this is probably gonna be, other than like if we ever go down and meet Ben, it's up there. It's up there in video tier. It's up there in video tier. But yeah, I think that's all we got for you guys. So if you guys could like and subscribe, that would help us out a lot. And we'll see you guys next time.
Yo, shout out Andrew and MORT, bro.